Rohit Srivastava, who's joining us. Rohit, afternoon. Uh, what are you reading of this, kind of dancing alone in the ballroom by Bank Nifty? Everybody else is tired and sitting on the side.
No, I think it's the return of banking.
Yes, it is.
We've seen
Indeed.
we've seen a lot of participation only by PSU banks over the last year, but it is about time that private banks start playing a bigger role. And you can't have economic cycles which are without banking, right? So we've seen underperformance by the banking sector. Now I think it's time to see outperformance. Specifically, I'm saying when we look at Bank Nifty, right, that is underperformed even though PSU stocks did pretty well. But I think the time has come for them to really take charge or take lead or join the overall, bullish camp. And that's what is sort of happening. I know a lot of people who started to relook at HDFC Bank. When we actually look at the strike valuation charts that we have on our platform, it shows the stock at -2 standard deviations. So that is an extreme in terms of the long-term valuation graph. And when you're at that kind of level, definitely at some point of time, interest had to get generated. And you're starting to see that. Now, that's only one item. And slowly you're seeing the momentum build up in the other private banks as well.
Right, Rohit. While obviously private banks will take the lead, what do you think is going to be taking a bit of a setback now in the markets? And where do you think, we'll not see much of a move right now?
So frankly speaking, I think if there's somewhere where you need more consolidation, it is actually the PSU stocks in general. Okay, I'm not talking of banks. I'm talking of the other lot where we've seen a very big move in the run up to the election. So a lot of buying, a lot of anticipation of a win by the ongoing government. Now that that is behind us, there is a case for them to consolidate for a while. Because if we look at things like the RSI indicator on individual stocks also, some of them had hit as high as 90, 92, 93 on weekly or monthly charts, and that needs to cool off. A lot of our weekly momentum indicators also are in sell mode with negative divergences across the segment. So I would say that is the sector in which I would take a slight backseat for a while, get back into it after some time. We are not writing it off. We are just saying that it's had the best run. It's probably time to shift our focus to other sectors and other parts of the market which are become slightly undervalued in the time being.
What are your thoughts on fertilizer, Coromandels of the world, rallying good, Fact, Chambal, all of them? There is talk that some rationalization of GST in fertilizer may happen. Generally, there is talk that the new Agri Minister, Shri Chauhan, will actually do a lot of reform here. Do you like this space?
Yeah, it's a very strong segment. They're showing up on our momentum scanners when I actually look at stocks that are able to hold above, say, the 50-week average over a 1 to 2 year time horizon. Then many of the fertilizer stocks are there on that list, including the ones you mentioned. So very interesting space. They've been trending for a while. There's no sign of a loss of momentum on the weekly or monthly charts. And I think these trends are likely to continue.
Okay. Rohit, if you look at anything in terms of a sector from the defensive side, what's the thought on that? Whether a pharma or an FMCG, would you be looking at anything interesting there?
So both have actually picked up, but if I have to take a preference, I would actually put it on pharmaceutical stocks because of simply the return possibilities. FMCG plays along with the market. We saw a correction between, I think, February and May, which is probably over. But the pharma sector is showing strength, very, very bottom up. Even if you go to smaller names in the mid cap, small cap area, which were, not participating, and even some of the larger stocks which were not participating, they all starting to show positive momentum on, higher time frames, weekly and monthly degrees. And so that's very interesting. Just like you have now on the screen, you have Biocon. Biocon, if we see last 2 years or 2.5 years was in a declining trend. Now, all of a sudden, over the last, 2 quarters, it has a rising trend, though the pace may be very, very slow. But what I'm trying to highlight that there has been at least a change in trend which is happening across the pharma space, and it is looking broad-based. It's not like a few stocks now leading the pharma pack, but pretty much a lot of things. So I think there's a good value opportunity there because stocks that have been beaten down over this period are essentially in the value zone. and one should really look at that from a long-term perspective.
I want to talk to you about certain defense stocks as well, which one of them has rallied very hard, PTC Industries, and one of them has just not moved in comparison to many other shipyard type of companies. I'm talking about Swan Energy. Can you check the charts of these two kind of defense names?
Well, it's a
Or
slight
anything else in defense which you like? Or
I mean,
anything?
I have historically liked and held for the longest period Hindustan Aeronautics. So, but then that's a front name which everybody knows. I haven't really gone down the line to the next and the next. There are a couple of companies, but I thought, to have a singular focus, if you have one name in the space, then it's probably sufficient rather than having a basket. So my focus was there alone. I have looked at a couple of the others like a BDL but yeah, I just thought I'll stick to one.
Right. Thank you so much, Rohit, for joining in with us this afternoon on ET Now and as well as giving us your view.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.